All right, I just woke up from like a 2 hour nap. My light is fading a little bit, but we're gonna record this real quick, get something out there, and just do a quick video here because my favorite day. Oscar nominations came out. I love lists, man, and we got one of my favorite lists. Some might say I like Oscar nominations day even more so than Oscar nominations night or Oscar awards night, because it's just like the anticipation. What is it going to be? Because it could be anything, and then it's going to tell me something about these award shows. But now we get to know what it is. So I have already reacted to this, or I've already like thought about this. But now I'm going to run through it real quick and sort of give you my thoughts on the nominations and my thoughts on the movies and my thoughts on life. Who knows? So let's start with Best Picture, and we'll also see sort of how I've been doing a movie watching this year on based on the Best Picture. How many more do I have to go? Okay, so Best Picture: Begonia, F1, Frankenstein, Hamnet, Marty Supreme, One Battle After Another, The Secret Agent, Sentimental Value, Sinners, and Train Dreams. Okay, now. So that is a pretty solid lineup. And I think I have seen, this might be one of my best years yet, because I think the only one I haven't seen yet is Train Dreams. Because I've seen Begonia. I thought that one was okay, but like, I don't know, man. I am not too sold on Begonia, this Yorgos Lanthimos movie. I felt like it was lacking some. F1 heads are so excited, man. I'm like rise up. That it was like a surprise that I saw people saying. I am so happy for that. I'm like, let's go. I love that movie. I got to watch it again now, because now I got to convince people, hey, you got to go see it. Let's put it back in theaters. Let's go see it or whatever. I got to see that movie again. Frankenstein, I like that movie. Hamnet, man, I wasn't too sold on that one. Like, I was doing this book club thing, read the half of the book before I watched the movie, and kind of feel like the book was better. Taking me back to third grade. The book was better than the movie. Marty Supreme, I've mentioned this movie before. I think maybe I like Uncut Gems better, but this one has sat with me. One Battle After Another, it's a classic. Secret Agent, I've got a special place in my heart for this. Sentimental Value. I enjoy this one. I think this is like such an interesting, weird little movie. Not that it's weird, but it just like focuses on some interesting things about art and being a human. And Sinners is a classic. It's a classic. It's a certified normie classic. No, that's like too mean, but it's like it's great. And yeah, Train Dreams, the only one I haven't seen, so I can't comment on this one. But that's 90% that I've already watched Best Picture. This tells me we're starting off with a big category, starting off strong or whatever. But like, it's interesting to me see Best Picture like that. All of these movies, I think, and Train Dreams, I'm sure is going to be good too. All of these movies, like, I mean, apart from Begonia, maybe I think these are some great movies, man. This is a great lineup. I would say even last year, if I can go to a previous year, is that I felt like it had not heavy hitters. Like Complete Unknown, I feel like is kind of interesting, but like I'm kind of like, it kind of feels like a biopic Oscar bait, which I don't like that term, because I feel like, and I'll get into this a little later, but I feel like Oscar bait has completely changed and it's not really a thing anymore. But also last year you had Emilia Perez and like Wicked, which I think is fine, but like is like, I don't know, man. Like being like Best Picture nominated. It was a very big movie that year, but like you had like some, but this year it's like heat, man. This year we've got good stuff going on. And some people are going to disagree with me on F1. I know that like that's what I'm like going to come for me, but I really think this is quite great. I do wish we kind of had so like, and maybe I see it this way just because I have seen all these movies. I'm like, where are like the indie picks or whatever? I felt like last year we had like some more indie picks. Like I feel like there's no Nickel Boys, maybe Train Dreams, like, but I feel like Nickel Boys is kind of indie. The Brutalist, but I don't know. I feel like this is like a super solid lineup. And it is truly what I believe. And we'll see how this bears out as I go through the sort of touch on the rest of the categories. I truly believe that like we are getting into a great era of not only cinema in general, but award shows recognizing, particularly the Oscars, recognizing like that's the cinema that I think that we think is valid and valuable, and like the letterboxed era, the letterboxed generation of people, which I would say kind of like skews younger, kind of skews like Gen Z, maybe like late millennial, is like we're highlighting like some movies that like we want to focus on or whatever. Like the fact that Sinners is here is a complete audience reaction. I know that's not just like us, not just people my age that did that. Like that was a unified effort, you know, a mass effort from the popular culture. But just like to see the Uncut Gems guys here, or Uncut Gems guy, to see, you know, I mean, and some of these are the favorites or whatever, but just to see The Secret Agent, to see One Battle After Another, which is probably going to like win it. I feel like One Battle After Another, Marty Supreme are kind of front runners. Is that I just feel like every year, this has been my theory, every year the Oscars have been getting better and better. And I feel like, you know, I went and watched the Oscars with one of my friends. We watched the Best Picture nominees from 2007, which had The Departed, which you're probably familiar with, Little Miss Sunshine, banger, The Queen, which is some stupid movie about like the Queen Elizabeth having to struggle with like after the death of Princess Diana and like being the queen or whatever. I'm like, shut up. Whoa, I'm sorry that like being a monarch is hard for you. You know, sorry, I'm pulling out the, you know, anyway. And then Babel, which is a stupid movie about, so it's a complete like jerk off of a movie. Like look at how like smart and connected the world is or whatever. It's everything. Shut up. So that Babel, shut up. The Queen, shut up. And then you have Letters to Iwo Jima, which is actually kind of interesting. But I don't hear anyone talk about that movie anymore. So it's like, to look back and be like the 2000s and stuff like that. And this is a theory that I can't, you know, I don't have all the watching movie knowledge to back up or whatever, but I just feel like we're hitting our stride on actually like heat in these categories. Like, and as I go through the rest of the stuff here, like there's good stuff here. Like there are a couple moments I'm going to be like, what the heck? But like most of I feel like we're kind of figuring it out. It finally feels like they're figuring it out, and finally, like, obviously you need the movies to back it up. But I feel like we're finally like on the right wavelength with what we need to be recognizing and what we need to be making. So don't let anyone ever tell you that like, movies are so bad these days, it's all just remakes and sequels. Shut the fuck up, because that's so wrong. Like, it's like there's so much good shit out there, and just like enjoy it, man. And we need to enjoy that this good stuff is being recognized. So let's continue on, but that's just like, you know, Best Picture is kind of like the category to sort of focus on those things, and it needs that certain amount of time. It's Best Directing. You got Chloe Zhao for Hamnet, Josh Safdie for Marty Supreme, Paul Thomas Anderson, One Battle After Another, Joachim Trier for Sentimental Value, and Ryan Coogler for Sinners. I enjoy all these picks. If I was to pick mine, it's in probably Paul Thomas Anderson, One Battle After Another. I'd be happy to see Safdie win it. I mean, Hamnet is very well constructed. So like, I'd be happy with any of these. This is kind of like the theme, is I would be happy with any of these. I need to see Blue Moon. I, of course, am rooting for Wagner Moura, The Secret Agent, just because I just love that performance. And then Best Actress, I haven't seen Song Song Blue, but I hear that this is kind of like an unfortunate nomination. It's kind of like, what are we doing? The Academy loves Emma Stone. This is interesting to me that she's here. I don't know. Do I need to give that movie another go? Maybe I'll see something that I missed. And then I like the I'm looking down into supporting actress as well. I like all the and actor. I like all the recognition for the acting and sentimental value. I didn't quite think about that so much of that movie is just the acting, but it is. It's quite a well. All the stuff is just like the performances. Of course, yes, there's a plot, but it's really just about the people talking to each other about themselves and their history and their feelings. But Jessie Buckley is going to win this, of course. And I need to see If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You. That's been on the list. Best Actor, I'm happy to see Benicio del Toro and Sean Penn here. And, Stellan Skarsgård made it. He missed out some of the precursors because he wasn't eligible or whatever. Jacob Elordi, Frankenstein. This is the question we must ask ourselves is, this is like a video topic in itself, which of the Euphoria actors is the best / has done the best? Because I think that's a fascinating thing to see we talked about Sydney Sweeney last week with Housemaid, but Jacob Elordi is doing his own thing. Obviously, Zendaya has attached herself to these different things that have been very successful. Hunter Schafer's in isn't Hunter Schafer in the new Hunger Games stuff? I suppose that will continue to happen. I haven't seen the most recent one, but what an interesting development of history of their careers. Delroy Lindo, I think. Is a fun one to see here. You'll see people reacting to that. That's a fun one. I don't quite get that because I don't quite understand the enjoy there. But he's great in that movie. I do wish he had a better arc in the movie, so I'm a little disappointed by that. But I'm like, whatever. And then Amy Madigan in Weapons. She made it, folks. She fucking made it. And Tiana Taylor in One Battle After Another. That's fun to see. Best Writing, Blue Moon. It Was Just an Accident, Marty Supreme, Sentimental Value, and Sinners. And then Best Writing Adapted Screenplay, Begonia, Frankenstein, Hamnet, One Battle After Another, and Train Dreams. So gotta see Train Dreams and gotta see Blue Moon. And It Was Just an Accident. Those were some blind spots for me. And then Best Animated Feature. It's been pretty much the same movies the whole season. Arco, which I've wanted to see this movie. I wanted to see this movie, man. So I gotta go check out Arco. Elio, K-Pop Demon Hunters, Little Amelie, and Zootopia 2. I hear those are all pretty good. So that's what I also feel like. Parallel to movies in general, the animated feature category has been they've been kind of figuring stuff out a lot better. Because I feel like at one time they were getting a lot of criticism that this is just stupid kids movies category, and I feel like we're at a much better place now for that. Best International Film, It Was Just an Accident, Secret Agent, loves, Sentimental Value, loves, Sarat, haven't seen it, and The Voice of Hind Rajab. I gotta see this movie. It's I hear it's so good, man. Best Documentary Feature Film, I guess we gotta focus on this because I'm focusing on documentaries this year. Alabama Solution, R.I.P. Alabama. I hear this documentary is really good. Alabama being where I am from, Alabama's never recognized for anything that's very positive towards the state. So I've been kind of holding off on seeing this one, but I've got to because I got to see what's going on. And then there's The Perfect Neighbor. And then the shorts, I'm not familiar with this stuff, but I love highlighting on the shorts. So after I see them, I'll have more thoughts on those. Score, they're probably going to give it to the Sinner score, but I feel like the One Battle After Another score, and I've heard people sort of highlight some of these scores, but I didn't find them too memorable, but this one is such a character to the movie. That's what I'm rooting for. And oh my God. The best original song category, I have videos on this channel of me talking about how what the heck is going on with this category. They never really know what to do with it. And there's always some weird stuff in here, which I say this is weird. I have never heard of this, but now I gotta go check it out. This is, I think no. I was gonna say this is Nicholas Britell, the Succession guy. I'm gonna analyze this at a later date, kind of see. It's probably gonna go to Golden or I Lied to You for sure. But this category can be so much better. And first time we've had best casting. It was gonna be interesting to see what did they do with this category. What were they kind of gonna focus on? And Hamnet, Marty Supreme, One Battle After Another, and Sinners are all pretty straightforward things. But The Secret Agent, I think, this doesn't spoil anything, but Wagner Moura plays multiple different characters, I think 2 different characters or whatever in this thing, and I just think that use of I don't know. Like, I feel like that has to be the casting, that's the acting, of course. But like, I feel like that's a cool one to recognize as casting, because there's so much like small characters. The small characters, the little like characters that have just a few lines, are so important in that movie. And I feel like that's like, I'm glad that they recognize that one. Best sound. I feel like these are all pretty good. F1 again. Love to see it. Frankenstein is interesting. And Seurat, I think it's about being like at the club or something, or like there's a party involved in something. Someone gets lost at a rave, is my understanding. So I imagine the sound on that is good. But I hate to see that Warfare isn't here, man. They hate Alex Garland. Best production design, some good stuff here. I don't really have too much to say on that. Frankenstein looks beautiful. Train Dreams, I hear, looks beautiful. One Battle After Another. The car scene is great. Marty Supreme, it's very chaotic. And Sinners, that dancing scene, you know what I'm saying? Best makeup and hairstyling. This was interesting to see that there's some random stuff in here. That's why I love to throw in some random stuff that I've never heard of before, because I now got to go check it out. And then Smashing Machine. I feel like that's the only nomination for Smashing Machine, and so I'm like, come on, man. They should have given it to Emily Blunt. I love that performance, and I will stand on that. Best costume design, Avatar, Fire and Ash. I'm so happy that this is the first, I think it's the first Avatar movie that didn't get nominated for Best Picture. Let's go! That movie did not deserve Best Picture, man. I think it made a ton of money, and that's going to be the thing that they walk away with. And I think these are all pretty fair for costume design. I suppose. I can't speak too much on that. Film editing, F1 again. Marty Supreme, One Battle After Another, Sentimental Value, and Sinners. It's all these like top ones, the ones that are nominated for all this stuff. I would love to see some more like love for like different things in these smaller categories. Like let's highlight some other stuff, but it is what it is. And then this is where best visual effects, which is oftentimes where you see some of like the more like popular stuff or whatever, like a lot of times superhero movies and stuff get nominated here. Avatar, Fire and Ash, sure. F1, I love it. Like now I need to see like what kind of visual effects are they doing. I'm sure there's so much stuff with the cars and things and stunts. Jurassic World Rebirth. This is the biggest freaking like wrong thing about the nominations is the visual effects in that movie suck. They are bad. Like there's a moment in that when they're playing the na 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 na, they're playing the music, the big like theme or whatever, Jurassic Park theme, and it's like they're seeing all the big dinosaurs and majestic stuff, and it looks like they're on a green screen. It looks like bad. Like don't play the iconic music whenever it looks like shit on screen. It looks like doo doo on this silver screen, man. Like so that's terrible. And Lost Bus has been on my list, but like I haven't heard anyone talk about it, so it's interesting that that's on here. And then Sinners. So, a couple things. No Sorry Baby in writing original screenplay. I was kind of thinking we might see that, like a bit more of an indie thing. No Weapons, which I knew that was kind of a long shot in original screenplay. But there's maybe a couple things as I continue to think about this, like, oh, this wasn't here or this wasn't here. But I feel like this is like a good. I feel good about this. Like, I feel like this is going to be a fun night. It's like, I don't think there's a lot of clear winners where you have some very strong movies this year. Like, if we're looking back at Best Picture, like, I think Marty Supreme, I think One Battle After Another, but like, I could they're not going to give it to Train Dreams. Sorry. Like, that's not going to win Best Picture. And F1's not going to win Best Picture. And I don't think Vigoni's going to win Best Picture. But like, there's a case for a lot of these to be like, okay, like, I would not be mad if, obviously if F1 won Best Picture, but I would not be mad if like most of these won Best Picture. The only one I would really like not like is, I wouldn't necessarily be like super psyched, but like most of these I'm like, okay, sure, all right. It's like I feel like I'm going to feel happy kind of like most whatever happens here. I'm going to feel like happier if certain things go the way that I like them too. But like I feel like there's no like big villain this year. Last year we had Amelia Perez and all that crazy stuff. And like I feel like there was so much drama last year with the Oscars. And right now I feel like you kind of got it pretty good. Like not a lot of complaints here. Of course, there's always stuff I'm going to say. It's not going to ever be perfect. But like I feel pretty good with that. Like, and it's happy to feel happy that like I think we're hitting a good, like I said, we're hitting a good time with movies, and like I think it's starting to reflect that even more. So I'm happy about that. As my lighting starts to get lost, I'm kind of just gonna speed through a little bit here. I'm not gonna go through all this stuff. I watched several movies from the 100 poster. Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. After I watched Harry Potter, I was like, okay, this is also on the list. Let's see how they can do magic. It's a fall off. It's not great. Eddie Redmayne's pretty good. I rewatched Ocean's 11. It's a classic. This was also from that 100 poster, Pet Sematary. It's the remake. It's so bad. Like, I do not understand why they must have put some movies on this thing, because they're like, we don't want to put all movies that someone's already seen. Let's put some like new stuff. And then like this sort of male 2000s focused person like maybe has seen the original Pet Sematary and like, let's do this other one. We have some other Stephen King stuff on here. It's just so, it's like a shit movie. Like, it is like this, it's not funny, or it's not scary. If some of the stuff just feels random, the writing is bad, the acting is bad. It's like, why did you even put this on here? Yeah. It's like, you put this and not Blair Witch Project, not Get Out. What are you doing? And then I rewatched Dunkirk because it's a plane movie. And this, you might have to wait for me to talk about this later, but the Skyscraper Live, Alex Honnold climbing Taipei 101, you can see, I freaking loved it, man. It was amazing. I watched it mostly live, and then I missed some in the middle, and then I rewatched it the next day. Man, I loved it. But yeah, you'll have to hear me talk about that later. I want to hit a quick update on some media stats. I listened to the Olivia Dean album last week, and I'm trying to listen to an album from each of the best new artists, kind of get an idea of this category. I've listened to the Lola Young album. What is it? This Wasn't Meant for You Anyway. And I listened to the Somber album. I Barely Know Her. And I've listened to the Addison Rae album before, so I've got to jump through these real quick, maybe try to pull something together. But it's interesting. It's interesting how this is going. So yeah, we'll see how this goes. And I didn't really get into to watch too much documentary. I was going to try to watch the documentary features or the movie films from this year, but instead I got into Skyscraper Live. I got obsessed with that, and I watched a lot of stuff. Media stats real quick. TV, I watched Heated Rivalry episode 4. I kind of lost it with this show, but this episode I'm like, especially towards the end, I'm like, okay, this is getting interesting. They threw in like it's like I finally feel like Ilya and Shane are connecting, and there's some drama here, whatever. It's not just like that, like, we don't like each other, enemies. I'm feeling like a little bit of the tension. So I like it. And also they throw in a character that's the title of the episode is Rose. They throw in a character that also creates some of that tension. And then music, Lola Young album, Somber album. I've been trying to listen to that Geese album. Trinidad is a great song, but like I need to like get more into the album. Also, I listened to the I almost said Harry Potter. Harry Styles, Aperture. I listened to that once. So I got to listen to that some more. I do feel like we're kind of hitting, like, male pop is kind of hitting. Like, I had the Charlie Puth, the Bruno Mars, the Harry Styles. I think we might be doing okay here, folks. No books. And then I want to try to watch, now that I've watched the Skyscraper Live with Alex Honnold, I need to watch Free Solo as my documentary this week. And then I got a free trial of YouTube TV so I could watch this ass movie Pet Sematary, and only to find out that I just could only watch it with ads on there. What the hell? So now I have YouTube TV for the next few days, so let's see what I end up watching. Who knows? Okay. But I am now becoming in a shroud of darkness, so I'm gonna get out of here. But stay tuned for more, and thanks for tuning in. Okay, bye.